to Sussex County Community College in Newton, New Jersey. Donald J. Brower here with Matt Vargo. We are presenting the second match of the Sussex Skylanders home try here on GardenStateHSWrestling.com. Great matchup in the first one between Camden Community College and Union. Now Camden's going to wrestle Sussex, and then we're going to have a little later on today, the Sussex and Union matchup. Supposed to be originally a quad. Unfortunately, Felician had to pull out due to some injuries, so it's our first foray into college wrestling home. And, you know, for people who don't know, Matt, you're actually the writer who's been covering this team going, you know, forward. You got to talk to some of the coaches after Millersville and some of the other opens they've had. I'm sure you're excited here to see them live and in action for the first time.
Absolutely. It's always refreshing for us and for the wrestlers to be at home as opposed to on the road. They started the season at East Stroudsburg, and then they followed that up with a visit to Garrett College down in Maryland, and then finished off their road trip with a trip to Millersville. And finally good to be playing in front of their home crowd for once, like I said. But the main wrestlers that I really want to keep an eye on today are Roman Citro. He's kind of the elder statesman of this group. He had an impressive showing at Garrett College. He won the 125-pound bracket. Michael Vandermeulen, he's a newcomer to the squad. He's also had some impressive outings this season. Also Mason Marisol, another guy who's kind of been on the up and up recently. So very good to finally see this group in person. Been talking to them a lot. Coach Nick Barzano, very proud of his guys overall. And we should be in for a good match today. Camden, they wrestled very well against Union. They won 36-13.
And this is going to be interesting, too, because in the Millersville, a lot of people were asking. Taylor Sibley's was out. You know, he wasn't in there. He's obviously out here now. He's one of the captains. I thought he just waved, but I think he's waved it behind me. It's one of those awkward situations where he might have been waving at people behind me. But he's out there. He's somebody, you know, obviously a star from Newton. And, you know, Citro and Miracle, both high point guys. So today's matchup is brought to you by Sussex County Community College, UPWA Pro Wrestling, and our main sponsors, Apex Wrestling School, the Harrington Companies, Champion Athletes, Forum Coffee, and Performance Trophy. I'm going to start here. It looks like, let's see what weight we're starting at here. Looks like we're going to be starting here
with Roman Citro.
Looks like it's going to be 125. We'll obviously know who the Sussex kids are. I've covered a lot of them in their high school career, so the faces are very similar. And then we'll see who it is for Camden.
Yeah, look at Citro right here. He's going really aggressive
Michael
to
Walls
start out.
For Camden. I've really been impressed with Roman's start to the season. As you said, almost like the elder statesman here, and as a sophomore, and just kind of the leader on the squad and in the room.
Obviously one of the better wrestlers on the roster, like you said. I like how aggressive he's being early on, but looking back at his performance against Millersville, he was one of the few who actually won one of his matches on the day. He was obviously going up against some of the top D1 and D2 wrestlers for certain programs, and I'd imagine for him, step down in competition compared to what he's been used to traveling on the road, but he's got to go out there and prove it right now.
Yeah, that Millersville tournament's a loaded tournament. Working here right here. Gets the takedown. Nice, 3 right there. Nice takedown. Rolled through, kept going with it.
Yeah, absolutely. Didn't lose his form, anything like that. Gives him an early lead, and from there it's an uphill battle for Walls.
Especially, you know, I'm used to calling high school and stuff. The riding time is a whole nother added aspect that a lot of people, when you see it, you know, oh, okay, the score's 3-0, but then you don't realize riding time is factored in, so you got to kind of keep an eye on that as well.
Also like what he's doing right here, not really allowing him to escape, try to get any positive momentum. He's looking to try to roll him over.
got those arms hooked deep too. So I mean, he's just basically saying, please go up one way, and I'm going to take you down another, or I got this hooked ready to roll. Nice escape there.
It looked like he was almost kind of conceding it.
Right, yeah, it wasn't. He kind of was realized, I'm up. I don't want to get a stolen call here. Let him go.
Seems way more comfortable in a neutral position compared to what he was used to.
I think that honestly goes back to his, it was high point. That was kind of something they taught, and he was always a great stance guy. That was always one thing you heard. He was great stance. He was very, good on his feet along those lines. So, I mean, it's going back to what he was trained in. And you get trained in a high point system for as long as you have, that carries over. And that just shows how good you could be in college if you follow that system. And, I mean, he's doing a great job with it. One thing I like, too, is as we're here with about 10 seconds left in the match, or the round, period, if I get the word correctly. Start of the season, folks. I'm sorry. I'm not in mid-season form. It's still early. But he's one of those few wrestlers, if you see, and you always see this kind of when somebody wrestles, when they go for a lockup and then they break it, he's always right back in a good stance. He's not leaving anything for his opponent to try to capitalize on.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And he's going to be starting from the bottom here. We'll see if he can get a quick reversal, try to add to his lead, and he's really going for it.
Gets out very quickly, and I think that also works well with, as we said, the riding time. He didn't want to get any way from that lead, so realistically, he's leading right now 5-1 if you count the riding time. So, I mean, he's got a lot of time to work with and a lot of things to do.
Look at him here. He's trying to grab the leg, trying to get him back onto his back. But now again, after the whistle, back in a neutral position, so you would expect him to go back on the attack again.
He seems to be a little more of the aggressive here because he's always trying to work for something, as you can see. In there deep on a single, trying to come around and convert. Trying to pull the leg in between his legs to be able to release that arm, but readjusted forward. He's got a takedown. He's got a near side cradle. It looks like he's just trying to clear it so he can roll it over. He's got it.
Oh, that's big.
And if he could just push, yeah, he let it go. If he could have got the momentum rolling and walked his legs towards his head, he would have been able to roll him and get the tilt, but still great. Great to get the takedown and have him in control here. And he's adding to his riding time, too. Excuse me.
Absolutely. Now up 7-1. It would have been nice to get the pin, maybe add some more back points to it, but right now you're working with house money as the second period's coming to a close.
And you obviously want to get a tough team here. Camden Catholic, always traditionally great, and so Sussex. And this is something you're not only going to want to get a win here and try to do something here, but when it comes to the GSAC coming up, this is all for seeding, so you want to get as much as you can going there.
Oh, yeah, you got to make a statement here early. And barring a kind of collapse, looks like Roman's well on his way to getting a pivotal win.
I think they're going to go top here. I think which is interesting. I mean, I understand you're going to try to want to cut into the riding time, but it's already almost a full period of riding time.
Yeah, you would think maybe he wants to try to get a quick escape or reversal to try to cut in to Citro's lead, but
it seems to be right now, looking at it, that Citro's in full control right here. Because I mean, even though he's down, all it is the more time off the clock. It's like running time off the clock in any other sport. He's up 6. He's still got the riding time. So even if you switch that and you hold him, unless he's going to do a tilt here or get up. I mean, he's got the legs cinched in deep there. He's trying to go for a turn, but Citro's fighting it really well.
Yeah, you would, and he's very smart, as you said, well aware that he knows that the clock is not Walls' friend right now as we're approaching a minute to go. So the longer he kind of keeps Walls fighting for it, the closer he is.
Roman's trying to get back up to a base. I'm going to say stalling on Citro. Looked like he was trying to get up. Obviously judgment call.
You can tell here he is fighting for it, and you can see Coach Barzano not a fan of how he's being held right now, but still in complete control, approaching 30 seconds left.
And that riding time advantage is pretty much gone. So now even still here, if you're Walls, yeah, you got the riding time advantage, but it's 7-2. If you look at, we're going to get a stalemate here, get a restart. I mean, I thought it was a stalemate 30 seconds ago, but nothing really changed.
Yeah, if anything, if you're Walls, you would have preferred the stall to be called 30 seconds later, because now with only 18.6 seconds left, you have to really get Citro on his back quickly and somehow get the pin.
You almost want to, if you're that late, you want to get it earlier, be done with it. You want to get it done to the point where you can get it up and out, because, I mean, now you're going to have to go out of your wheelhouse pretty much to do something, be aggressive. And there's your winner, Roman Citro, 7-2. It should be 7-2 if my math is correct.
But regardless, that's 3 crucial points for Sussex right out of the gate. Wasn't the prettiest or the most flashy match by any means, but a win is a win for Citro. And here we go with our second match of the day coming up.
Today's match is brought to you by Apex Wrestling School, the Harrington Companies, Pinnacle Athletics, Sussex County Community College, UPWA Pro Wrestling, Forum Coffee, and Performance Trophies. I'm Donald J. Brower here with Matt Vargas. We are at the second match here at Sussex County Community College, the Sussex Skylanders versus the Camden Cougars, Camden County Cougars. Looks like, is this Casale? I'm assuming it is. I think so. Chris Casale? Or is this isn't Carson Citro, is it? No.
I wouldn't think.
No, I think it's Casale. That's Carson over there, so it's Casale. Nice throw, takedown and throw to his back.
Oh, this is trouble. This is trouble right here for Camden.
So we got, okay, so apparently that was Walls this is Walls. That was Stringer previously. So there was an error over there by the stat girl. So Lucas Stinger was the previous match. This is Michael Walls that Casale has in a, or Casale, depends. It honestly depends on if you're from an Italian town. I'm from East Hanover, so it depends on if you pronunciate certain vowels. So I'll go from East Hanover, Casale.
Still in the 133 bout. Casale is doing nothing but controlling it, and he gets the pin. How about that? Chris Casale with a statement win for the Skylanders.
Great move there. Just takes him down again. I mean, that's insanely good and quick. So 9-0 here.
And look at him. He's fired up, and Coach Nick Barzano is super proud of his wrestler right there, giving him a big high five.
Don't forget to follow us on our socials at GardenStateHSWrestling.com, on X, Garden State HSW, and on Instagram at GardenStateHSWrestling.com. Donald J. Brower here with Matt Vargas. We are here at Sussex County Community College, the third match in the try between Sussex County Community College and Camden Community College. It's going to be a big one here. This is Michael Vandermeulen versus Andrew Jameson for Camden County. Vandermeulen in deep on a single. I think he wants to keep the momentum of Casale, what he just did, going.
Oh, absolutely he does. And Coach Barzano has been really
nice
high
cradle
on him.
in
Wow.
there. Throws him over. He's got it locked. I think this is over quick. Readjusts.
It's ride or die right now.
And it looks like it's die. Vandermeulen keeps it rolling. Another quick pin here. Hooks the arms right there, rolls them over, as you see, steps around and gets the pin. Vandermeulen's been very impressive for this squad.
Oh, absolutely he has. And in my interview with Coach Barzano before the season began, he was obviously very high on Vandermeulen overall.
Again, don't forget to follow us on our socials. On Facebook at GardenStateHSWrestling.com, on X, GardenStateHSW, on Instagram, GardenStateHSWrestling.com. And if you like us, like and subscribe, follow us for all our college and high school wrestling coverage on YouTube. GardenStateHSWrestling.com is your premier high school wrestling coverage provider. This is the 149 match between Carlos Delgado from Sussex County Community College and Nathan Efe, Camden County Community College. The Skylanders are off to a huge, quick, fast start here.
Absolutely. Back-to-back victories by pin, and then followed by Roman Citro's win by decision. But here early on, it's Camden taking the early lead there with Efe getting the takedown.
Yeah, so far, Sussex County Community College ain't getting paid by the hour. They're like, let's get this done. Efe was in there on a double, but great job by Delgado to get out of it.
Yeah, he's being really shifty, trying to turn the tide, but right now it's not in his favor. He's got a hold of the leg.
What's interesting is, nice, almost gets the two. One thing I've noticed, especially about Sussex, or three, excuse me, once again, new rules. College, I understand. I'm used to calling high school, so I apologize. Don't yell at me. It's three. I got to get used to it. The fundamentally sound approach of Sussex County Community College so far, the Skylanders, has been amazing. Like, they're already quality wrestlers that are coming in, obviously, but just you could see the fundamentals. They're not sloppy when they're going for stuff.
Absolutely, and that's all on coaching. When Barzano took this job a little over 2 years ago, it was obviously a very young program, and look at where they are now. They had an excellent season last year. They won their conference, and they also were named Region 19 champions. So plenty of reason to think that this positive momentum will continue going into this one. And as you can see right now with the score being 15-0, clearly that is the case.
And the one good thing, too, especially about this program, obviously looking forward, it's our first year covering them, but this is some of those programs for a lot of the kids who are really good wrestlers, but, may not have the grades to get into a top school or go somewhere. They can come here, still wrestle at a competitive level, and move on to, a four-year university. So, I see a lot of people, especially in high school, and, when they come out, I didn't get a D1 or D. That's no longer the case anymore. There's talent everywhere, and this proves it.
Absolutely. And we'll see if any of these current wrestlers who are looking to move on after this season, like Roman Citro, can parlay his success here into an opportunity at a D1 or D2 level school. He's certainly got the talent to do so.
And I'm sure the way these guys have been wrestling, that they're definitely going to get some looks. We're going to call a stalling on Delgado there.
It's only got a 1-point lead now, with 37 seconds left. Slight lead gone now. He gives up the reversal, so 4-4 now. Efe doing a nice job battling back from that early takedown.
And it looks like it's, if my math is correct, it looks like Delgado obviously has the lead with the riding time. He's just got to stay aggressive here. And it's interesting, these 3-minute periods, guy. It's more endurance than you'd see in high school with compare. That's why I always love it when it gets to the big guys, because then you're like, we're in for one.
Oh, yeah. Both sides being less aggressive compared to what we start, but as I say that, there you go. Efe making his move, but Delgado doing a nice job not conceding a takedown.
And getting the takedown himself. That's what I mean. most guys in that position will let that happen. He fought through it and actually took advantage of it on his own. Makes it a 7-4. See, I can add now that I understand.
And look at this right here. Trying to roll him onto his back. Couldn't quite do it that time. But he now knows he's got the lead, the momentum, and the ride time advantage. But he's looking for a lot more here.
Might have to cut him here just for stalling. Good, smart move. Once they start pulling to get you, it's so quick. Obviously, referee's discretion, but you know you want to get it out there. You don't want. He's already had one warning. You don't need to be giving up cheap points.
Oh yeah. But now back in a neutral position. He seems more comfortable working neutral as well.
You almost. Oh, cement chop there. It was in deep. I could swing it right there. Trying to fight off his back, but Efi caught him. He went for something, and Nathan just backed out of it, caught him, and threw him back, and gets the pin. I mean, I got to call that a little bit of an upset. Delgado was going for something there, and basically just got caught and thrown to his back. As you see, Efi here holding in, gliding in, and getting the pin.
Yeah, credit where credit is due for Nathan Efi. It was not looking good for the vast majority of that period. He was down, but he was able to fight off whatever Delgado was trying to do. He gets the takedown, racks up the back points, and then finally with the pin himself. And for Camden, they really needed that. They were down 15-0. Now it's 15-6.
Looks like we're going to have the 157 match before we get to that. Donald J. Brower here live from Sussex County Community College at home of the Skylanders. Matt Vargas as well. We are calling the matchup here between the Sussex Skylanders and the Camden County Cougars. We're going to have, this is going to be a name I'm going to totally mess up. I apologize ahead of time. For Camden County, we're going to have Thomas Kalia Morris. Sure, we'll just say yes. And then for Sussex, we have Taylor Sibley's, who I've had the pleasure of covering at Newton. The Sibleys are a wrestling family, as you see here. Nice takedown there. This is what I was shocked. He was a little banged up last week at Millersville. He was one I was looking for because he's the type of kid you think can go down and make some noise against some of those top guys. He's a very accomplished wrestler, comes from a very, very quality family. So good to see him back on the mat here at home. Yeah,
they really missed him in that Millersville Invitational, but glad to see him back on the mat. He's picking up right where he left off, gets the early takedown up 3-0. And for Kalia Morris, it's going to be an uphill climb. Obviously, he's one of the better wrestlers Sussex has to offer right now.
Might get a stalemate here, maybe, because they're not, nothing really going on. See if we either get a restart. Sibley's is working, trying to get a half here. They're going to get a restart now. I was going to say, we were on that edge. I like it too. High school, they were quick to get a restart. I think both were still working. That was easy just to let them kind of wrestle a little more.
Yeah, try to make these guys really earn their points unless they're clearly on the edge like you saw there. Just let the guys play it out. And look at the quickness here by Sibley's. Hasn't resulted in anything yet, but he's in a good position.
And he's staying aggressive. He's not, he's not sitting in one position. He's trying different moves.
He's got a hold of the arms. He's got a leg around Kalia Morris, so he's got everything you want here to try to get him on his back. Thought he had it right there. I see what he was trying to do, but as we're approaching the last 30 seconds of the period, should be going into this with the lead. Both on the edge again, and again the refs letting them try to wrestle it out, not quick to blow the whistle.
Well, he's got the foot in, so it still counts. And they're going to get a stalling on, it looks like a stalling on Sibley's. I don't know, interesting, but okay.
Only 6.6 seconds left in the period, so even if that is the case, he will still be leading.
And he's getting a good amount of riding time here. I mean, he's got a period and a quarter of riding time.
Oh, yeah. So Kalia Morris, he defers the decision, and you have Sibley's choosing to start on the bottom.
Which I'm not shocked about. Sibley's is very quality underneath, too. His dad, who's actually his coach, you can see him you can hear him in the stands cheering him on. Quick escape there.
So now 4-0. Looks like they didn't go with stalling like we thought back at the end of the first period. So.
Oh no, they hit him with a stalling, just a warning.
Oh,
he only gets
just a warning.
Yeah, yeah.
Pardon me. But he gets another takedown right there. So now 7-0.
Yeah, he got the warning for sure because he was frustrated when he got up.
He allowed Kalia Morris to escape. But how about a turn of events here? Gets a takedown.
So right now he wants to obviously get up to his feet. And I just realized I said a period and a quarter. I'm still going by high school. It's almost a full college period, excuse me. I'm going to get so many angry. I'm sure right now our comment section is getting mad because I said the wrong thing. People are yelling about it. Because I said it was whip for a throw there, got caught. Put himself in bad position. Gonna get a revert. Gonna give him two backs.
And the reversal, yeah.
Yep. That's what actually caught it, going back to the match before. That's what Delgado was going for, and he just got dumped to his back.
Yeah, Sibley's doing a nice job not losing containment like Delgado did.
.23 seconds left here. Now we have a full period of riding time, so.
Oh, yeah.
Essentially that'll clinch it here for Sibley's. So unofficially, he'll obviously, it's on our stuff. It's not on, I don't think it's been put up on the boards yet, but it's 12-4.
And with that deferral, he'll choose to start on top here in period number 3. But as you said, 12-4 overall.
He's fully in control. I mean, he was holding him down, so if he wants to, he could realistically just keep working here, not make a mistake, take these 3 minutes, and you're good to go.
Oh, yeah. As much as we like the pin and all the flashy maneuvering,
he likes the pin, too.
Absolutely.
He wants the pin, too.
Absolutely, but you don't want to be too overly aggressive when you don't really have to be right here.
100%. You got the momentum going right now. You're leading 15-6. Get the points on the board. And just roll through. Stack wins, stack wins. That's all you got to worry about.
Already in an advantage position. Thought about maybe trying to roll him over here, but wasn't biting.
The one thing that's going to be interesting, too, is looking at this score, and you look at the roster for Sussex. They don't have a heavyweight, so they're going to give up a forfeit there. And then you're going to have, most likely, Sean Pawlowski wrestling up to 197. If I'm looking at my Miracle, maybe, but those are the two 84s. They could go up a little bit, but you're assuming that's going to be tight, you know.
Yeah, certainly a lot of options available later on in the match, but Sibley's giving up the escape to Kalia Morris.
Their coaches are calling for another takedown because right now looks like it's in major decision territory. They want to get that, a regular decision territory. They want that major.
Of course we do, but it doesn't look like much of anything will develop from it now, under 10 seconds. But still, if you're Sussex, you will take the win, even though you would have liked more points.
There you go. The winner, 12-5, Taylor Sibley's. You own a local business? You want to become a sponsor on our live stream? How do you do that? Click on the Your logo here or send me an email at admin@GardenStateHSWrestling.com. We are the premier high school wrestling provider and now college high school provider in the state of New Jersey. Send me an email. I'll get back to you. I personally answer them. I will get back to you with rates. We are very affordable. Trust us. Don't go with the goof. We deliver the proof. GardenStateHSWrestling.com is the premier wrestling provider in all of New Jersey. Donald J. Brow here with Matt Vargas. We are at the the 165 bout between, I'm going to say, Aiden Hallowich versus Chase Helder from Camden Community College. That's going to be interesting to see if that non-major decision from the last bout comes back, because obviously with Sussex giving up some forfeits, they need some points.
Oh, yeah. And look at Helder here. He gets the early takedown, wasn't able to rack up any back points, but Hallowich, you have plenty of time to try to turn the tide. But the way the point distribution is right now, 18-6, if you can get back-to-back victories by pin if you're Camden, it's a tie. The match is all of a sudden tied.
Well, not only that, you want to, especially here, if you're going to already get your 6 at heavyweight, and you assume you're going to be favored at 197, depending on who you put up, you realistically hold them, you get your 3 points. You're right now, technically, if you want to be fair about it, you're down by 6 because you're going to get a forfeit at heavyweight. So it's 12. So any wins and non-pins work. This is going to be tough here, though. Hallowich to the bibs and gets pinned. Helder with the quick pin in the first period. Cuts it to 18-12. Rolls him over there, as you see. Gets into his back and gets the pin.
Tough break for Sussex overall, but have plenty. Still got a good amount of your better wrestlers coming up. It's like now we'll be heading to 174, I would assume.
It looks like it.
We got confirmation that is the case.
It's going to be Jose Alvarenga Giron versus Nicholas Fidelta.
Alvarenga Giron with a top 5 finish in his bracket back at Garrett College, so he's got the talent to try to restore order on the Skylanders side of things. But Fidelta knows that if he can get a crucial win, as you said, with them forfeiting the heavyweight match, it can get Camden the lead.
Nice scramble here, though. Giron's still in it. Gonna have to give it up here, I think. He's in deep on those hips. Still holding on, though. If Felder comes out the back door, Fidelta comes through the back door, gets the 3.
Yeah, he was in a disadvantaged position to begin with. Fidelta had his legs, and really there was no way for him to try to break free from him.
None at all. Fidelta working really hard on top here. Trying to get wrist control work for something, but it's not giving him an open opportunity.
Yeah, he'll be carrying in terms of riding time right here.
Yeah, this is only helping him right now.
Alvarenga Garoni's on the verge of an escape, and he's going to get it right there.
You almost think he's got to be aggressive and get a takedown here to kind of even this up a little bit.
Absolutely. So he's trying to go low here, but Fadetta doing a good job kind of keeping him at arm's length, not allowing him to do such a thing.
And Faldetta's kind of a little shorter, so it's not much room to cover to have to kind of get into a better stance and keep him in from getting in on his legs.
Oh, yeah. Now here in the neutral, under a minute to go. Both sides still being very calculated with their next move.
Faldetta, see what I mean? How sometimes they're a little extra with how they do with certain referees with their calls. Faldetta right there, you know, thought he had a good position, could hold him, get some extra riding time, but they restart it.
Oh, yeah, and again, he had him by the leg, which is how he got his first takedown. So he had Alvarenga Garon in the position that he wanted, just unfortunate with the whistle.
He's looking for something here late, but I don't know what he's going to get.
Yeah, he's just going to have to take his losses going into period 2.
Right at the buzzer, fighting that off.
Almost in a way saved by the bell because Faldetta, again, had him in a good spot to try to take him down. And he'll start on the bottom here.
They didn't start the riding time clock yet, but they're bringing it down.
Yeah,
I mean, that's obviously got to be his goal here, cutting in some of that riding time.
Oh, yeah. But he concedes the escape for Faldetta.
That was smart though. You don't want to get anything like that, and then leaves his legs up for a double. Then comes around. He's got to keep scrambling. He's locking through, trying to hold on. He's not in great position. Faldetta comes around with that other hand. He's pushing forward. He readjusts. He's going to get the 3. They're going to say they're going to wave it off. He's still holding on. They give it to him. Now he gets the 3.
Yeah, he had to work a little bit harder to get those points. But he is able to add to the lead, and that'll be really big for Camden. Also on the verge of a potential major decision win. And maybe even more right here.
I don't think the score is correct. I think the score is 7-1. I think it was waved off. I don't know why the scoreboard and here has 10-1. I think it's 7-1.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well.
I'm going to ask one of the referees at the end of the period. He should be able to tell me. I think it's 7-1. I don't think it's 10-1.
But regardless of it being 10-1 or 7-1, it was 10-1 or 7-1 regardless.
It's 7-1. He did wave off the takedown low, and then he gave it to him afterwards. It's not 10. So he signaled it, waved it off, no, and then did it again. So that's how it says.
So it's a weird way, a little bit of a break for Sussex to get it out of major decision territory. Alvarenga Giron, again, he's having trouble in terms of positioning. Faldetta's been commanding that all match long. It would take truly something miraculous for him to try to turn the tide here.
Now it's 8-1 because obviously with the riding time is clinched for Faldetta. They got a stalling on Alvarenga Garon. They got a nice restart there. I think Faldetta, I think that might have been, I don't know, he was trying to go for something there, but with the point you're at, you keep your toe in. And I think you would have made, if you, the way we're going with Alvarenga Garon, you could have basically rolled him if you wanted to there. I think he over-rotated and came back with the hips.
Oh, yeah. But still in good positioning, but Alvarenga Garon with the escape there. So
maybe interesting escape. It was almost all arms. He just stood up and kind of wiggled out of it.
He's got to make one final push. He's got a minute left. He's got a decent shot.
He's got to watch, though, because Faldetta comes around, you know, the edge. He's got that ankle again. He's got to keep circling here. Leaving that leg behind. He's got to get out. Now he's got to stay on his toes. Can't give up his head either. He's going to have a restart.
36.8 seconds. He had a chance just right there at that moment, but he's got to try to shake it off and go back to what was working for him.
It's almost now, though, you got to throw the playbook out because, you know, knowing him in his career, he's not super aggressive like that. Now you got to be. You're down technically by 6. You got to go for a cement job or a throw here. Go for something. You know, you got to go for something smart. And, you know, I understand you're going in there for the leg. He's sprawling out. He's just sitting there. He doesn't have to do anything. Faldetta could just sit there and do nothing. If you're Alvarenga Garon, you got to go for a cement job and a throw high, and you didn't. So, like, you got 3 seconds down. I don't know if you're going to be able to do anything, but you got to do something. You know, you got to be aggressive.
And, yeah, like you said, Faldetta was more than okay with him being conservative. And that's how you get the final of what it is.
8-3. Or 8-2, excuse me. They put the wrong number on for the riding time. So now here we are. Don't forget to follow us on our socials, on Facebook at GardenStateHSWrestling.com, on Instagram, GardenStateHSW, on X at GardenStateHSW, on Instagram, GardenStateHSWrestling. GardenStateHSWrestling.com is your premier provider of all wrestling in the state of New Jersey. Donald J. Brower here with Matt Vargas from Newton, New Jersey at the campus of Sussex County Community College, the Sussex Skylanders versus the Camden Cougars. 18-15, the Skylanders are leading here. We are at the 184 bout. This is Sean Pawlowski. I'm mispronouncing the name, I apologize. William Chrysler for Camden Catholic. So if my math is correct here, and this is surely my math, so please don't hold it against me. Sussex Community College has to win this. The Skylanders have to win this by at least a major decision. Because right now, they're down. No, still wrong. They would obviously need the pin here, but then still they just need to win the next 2 matches. Because you need to have at least a 6-point lead or more heading into the final match. They don't have a heavyweight. So they need to win this by something, and then I'm assuming it's going to be Mason Miracle going out next, and he's got to win either by decision or whatever, and that's the only way you win because you have an open hole at heavyweight.
Oh, yeah, and they got one of their better wrestlers out there to try to make up some of that deficit. Sean Pawlowski, he was very, very good in the open at East Stroudsburg to start the season. He's cooled off a little bit since then, but now with an early takedown to be up 3-0 over Chrysler, he's got to continue to pile on these points.
I mean, I think I got some eligibility left. I could come up here for a year for college for heavyweight. I don't know. I don't know if I'll make that 285. That 285 might be too much for me.
Give me a jumpsuit. Maybe I can make it work.
Yep, Miracle's over there warming up, so he'll be obviously the next. Sussex is very good this year. The problem is there's not a ton of depth, so they need to get the wins where they expect to get the wins. Watch the expensive equipment. We've had that happen before. We've had people run into us. My wife's not here, so it's fine, but we've had people run into us before.
Oh, boy.
That's a whole thing. It's on our YouTube. We were doing a match 2 years ago. It was Clifton versus PCTI, and the two heavyweights ran into our table, and she was filming for us. It was a scary situation, more for her than me. I'm used to heavyweights running at me when I wrestle.
Oh boy, but still. Here they come towards us again. Poloski getting a nice takedown there.
He's not doing anything too crazy. Chrysler's giving him to it, and he takes the points. And that's, everybody goes, why does he go for that? It's a 6-1 lead. Just take what you get, rack up the points, you win. That's all you need to do is win. Short time here left in the first. It's these 3 minutes periods are something to get used to. It's interesting. I'm just gonna get some backs here. Maybe he's a little too much.
Looked like Poloski had him for a split second to try to get him on his back, but as the final seconds tick away, still you'll take a 6-1 lead overall, but could have been more.
Well, the fun part is when he was just rolling at, the yell you heard, the audible yells, were for some of the staff in Sussex because he had pulled him on top of him and was trying to roll and could have gotten a defensive pin. So they're like, no, do not pull him on top of you to roll to the back, which is a smart move.
With him starting on top again, he can add even more to his riding time, but obviously he wants the pin.
He wants to get the points, and not do anything crazy. I think when you look back at it, obviously, with, what we're looking at here, I think where Sussex County, which doesn't even think they would have been in this area, if Delgado didn't get caught where he was, that's a 9-point swing potentially, if not more. And then Sibley's only getting a regular decision. I think that they were expecting more from that. So that's why I think it's as close as it is, because they're a very solid team.
Yeah, and they showed that against Union, but Pawlowski has to try to get the takedown. He gets it right there.
Interesting thing I just noticed, and it's something you only know, you kind of see as a wrestler. Pawlowski was kind of like clenching his fist a little bit. I don't know if maybe he hit it when he came through or he heard it. It looked like he was trying to get a little feeling. It was a little rough, like maybe when he rolled through, he stuck. I don't know what he did, but he was like clenching his fist. I don't know if that'll come back grip-wise as we get going here.
Yeah, they can't afford to lose anybody. Like you said, they don't have a heavyweight, and you don't want to lose one of your pivotal 184 guys.
He's got a hook here. He's trying to run it, but can't get deep in there with that. It could be potentially dangerous. He had that arm, and he was trying to run it, but he slipped back out, and then when he pushed up, it went to a potentially dangerous, so that's going to get the restart.
But I still like that he's being aggressive. We hadn't seen a whole lot of it early on, but trying to go for the big swing right there. Just an unfortunate bounce, but he's still up 9-2, 10-2 with the riding time advantage, and he concedes an escape.
But the way he's been doing as well, I mean, that's probably good for him anyway, because he's been taking him down. It's not a problem with that, and he's been very, aggressive with there, so it actually works. And with the 3-point takedown, I mean, it's just you're running up the score even more.
Oh, yeah, and we've seen it really throughout this entire Sussex lineup. Like, they all seem the most comfortable in a neutral position against their opponent.
And a stalling warning on Chrysler. See what they're calling here. I think they're going to give him neutral. Yeah. I'm a little surprised. Not in a strange sense, but you would figure if he's going for the points, he would have gone down, get a cheap, 1 to get out. But I figure he thinks he can go and get a 3 and just be done with it at that point.
I mean, he's done it 3 times already, so it's perfectly understandable why he thinks that.
just I always know, like with coaching and when I was growing up there, like get as many points as you can. So usually, if you're good at getting out, that one pretty much cheap point you can get from getting out could make a difference. But now that with the rule change to a 3 takedown, that throws that right out the window because you get the extra point back. Nice duck under, level change, drives him to the mat. Going to make it 12-3.
Now major decision territory for Sussex.
And let's not forget, Chrysler already has a warning for stalling, so if he doesn't move here, that's going to make it even a bigger lead.
I feel like now at this point, if you're Pawlowski, obviously try to keep racking up the points, maybe get the pin if you can, but if you're Chrysler, I'd imagine you just don't want to do anything super drastic to concede lying flat on your back and giving Sussex even more points than they could already get right here.
There's a stalling right there. They're going to get Pawlowski one more point. The other thing you don't want to do here, you're Chrysler, you understand you're losing. You realize you have 6 in your back pocket from heavyweight. You don't want to do anything stupid that takes you guys out of that situation. To where you want to, okay, you take the loss, you want to move on to the next, your next opponent. But looking at it here with, one match to go, this could clinch it right here for Sussex County, because
watch out. Watch out, James.
Oh, I'm sorry. Excuse me. We have one more match. I'm thinking the heavyweight was next. I read the list wrong because I saw that I had it. So you just want to understand right now you're going to be up. You're going to need Miracle to come out and do very well, and just keep it close, because now it's going to be. We see it's going to be what, go up to 22-15. So Miracle wins this. Whoever wins this match clinches the bout for their team. And it looks like it's going to be Miracle for Sussex. And I want to say this is Anthony Evangelista. They're going to forfeit to Evangelista. Evangelista wins, so they're going to send. They're going to forfeit. Oh, wow. They're going to double forfeit to the heavyweight, too. So I guess they're not going to let Miracle go out there. And Sussex County Community College is going to fall in their first home match, 27-22 to Camden County Community College. It's interesting. I'm shocked they didn't send Miracle out there. I don't know if they just didn't want to have any issues or what the situation was. Maybe I know he was a little banged up. Maybe we'll find out at the end kind of what's going on, with that situation.
Yeah, it's a tough pill to swallow overall, but Camden is keeping their momentum rolling. Obviously a much closer match overall, and for Sussex, they got to bounce back against Union. It'll be a little bit until that point, but we did see some positives.
Follow us on social media, on Facebook, GardenStateHSWrestling.com, on X at GardenStateHSW, on Instagram, GardenStateHSWrestling.com. And if you like what you see here, like and subscribe on the YouTube channel. We are going to be broadcasting multiple college and high school events. Like and follow, you'll get notified. Not only do we do that, we have the upcoming previews. We have everything else. Everything you can do to follow for GardenStateHSWrestling.com. We're here in the Harrington Company's media room. Matt Vargas, Donald Brown. Talk a little bit about this match. I know, with you covering and everything. How do you think Sussex look as compared to recent outings?
Well, I'd say for the most part, Roman Citro performed exactly as advertised. Michael Vandermeulen did as well as Taylor Sibley's. But overall, that Carlos Delgado pin really hurt them in the long haul. Obviously not what you want to see. He was a little bit too aggressive for my liking, and can't even say he was bad because he had the lead prior to that point. So it's a tough pill to swallow overall. Sean Pawlowski also performed really well, but as you said earlier in the broadcast, the lack of depth is what really killed them. They had to forfeit the 197 and 285 matches, but they got some time to talk it over, to kind of get guys rested and ready to go for Union coming up, because as they fell to Camden, they have to bounce back here. But so does Union, because they fell to Camden as well. And
Camden's a strong team, so I mean that's, especially in this situation, it's just the way the cookie crumbles. But speaking of time, we got a little time before the next match. We'll be back with the third live stream here. I think the link is right below. Again, like and follow us on all our social media platforms at GuardiansAHSWrestling.com on Facebook, on X at GuardiansAHSW, on Instagram at GuardiansAHSWrestling.com. Thank you to our sponsors, Performance Trophy, Forum Coffee, Apex Wrestling, the Pinnacle Athletes, and who are we forgetting? Oh, we're not forgetting the Harrington Companies. So for Matt Vargas, I'm Donald J. Brower. We'll see you in a few minutes.
Against a bigger guy, you don't really want to get him